Hey guys, this is Minishcap1. I'm back with another replay review slash full game commentary. This is a game that I played at around 240 LP on my alt account, and I laned versus an Ignite Teleport Hecarim. For runes, I'm running Flat AP Blues, Flat AP Quints, Armor Yellows, and Magic Pen Reds. My masteries are 18012. I linked them in the description. So, my starting item, actually, this game, I was testing out the Dark Seal, along with the Flat AP runes, which gives me 43 armor, or 43 AP at level 1, and 13.5 extra DPS on my Poison Trail level 1, which at level 1 makes for really, really, really good trades against melees, which you're going to see here as soon as the laning phase starts.
Minions have spawned.
So just to start off with nothing special, I'm going to be leashing for Olaf here. We give him a pretty standard leash. I just wait until it's low and then start walking up to lane. He last hits it with Smite. And then I start to lane versus the Hecarim. Now he started with a corrupting potion. I only have a refillable potion, so initially this might make you think that I would lose trades in the long run. But as you can see, all of the huge amount of AP that I have at level 1 actually makes him get chunked really, really hard by poison. That's about 1 second of poison, or that was on him right there. So it does quite a substantial amount of damage to him right now. Yeah, and he's running magic resistance too, so keep in mind that this is through his magic resistance. Right there, I go aggro on him because I wanted to push my level 2 advantage. As soon as I saw my EXP bar and knew that I was close to level 2, I wanted to all-in him. He doesn't have Ghost, or he doesn't have Ghost or Flash, so I knew that the first blood, or for me getting first blood there would be really easy. With this AP setup, early game, Singed actually has one of the strongest level 2s in the game versus enemy melees. And versus people who run, normally Flash or Ghost and stuff like that, you can actually take Ignite in some lanes and get away with it if you can get early kills. So after I killed him, I decided to push it in and recall, and then right here decided to finish my Corrupting Potion and get boots, just because I want to be able to keep up with Hecarim, and Corrupting Potion is just an all-around great item, gives you sustain for health, gives you sustain for your mana, gives you a little bit of extra damage on trade. And the damage dot or debuff that you get off of it actually found out scales with your level throughout the game, so it's actually still kind of decent to keep until later levels. Right there, I just saw the fling and I went for it. There's not much he can he either gets flung by me and loses all of his HP, or he has to miss all of his CS. There's really no winning for him here because he did something cheesy and went for Ignite and Teleport both on Hecarim. Which, when, Hecarim having a pretty weak pre-6, it's not the best idea for him in lane. So here I'm just proxying. I see there's a bunch of stuff going on in my jungle, and I don't have teleport, so there's not much that I actually can do. I noticed that Hecarim was wanting to walk around and try and stop my proxy, so I just abandoned it and let the creep wave run into my creep wave, and here I can still just finish it like I would normally. But in the process of him trying to stop my proxy, I actually ended up getting a lot of damage on him. So here I'm popping my Corrupting Potion. I'm trying to go for another kill, but he ends up getting out. It's not that big of a deal because he's going to try and greed for the CF. And I still have my Corrupting Potion running, and I'm waiting for my Fling cooldown. Once my Fling cooldown comes up, I just walk up and kill him. It's pretty easy to push your lead versus someone who doesn't have an Escape Summoner. And like Hecarim, all of his spells are really close range, so besides his ult. So next back, I decide to start buying the components of a Catalyst, which I'm going to build into a Righteous Glory. Here I noticed that Lee Sin and Cassio are fighting. I tried to go for the assist, don't get it, but she kills him anyways. And I just start walking back to lane. The components for Catalyst are really cheap, so if you can get them early on, it's pretty good. That's if you're building Righteous Glory, which I definitely recommend. It's probably the one of the strongest, if not the strongest, first items on Singed. So here I'm thinking that my Hecarim's missing and he's going mid, but he ends up getting the gank off anyways because Cassio's playing kind of carelessly and not peeling back to her towards her tier 2, which she should have. I decided to shove it in and look for a flank on Syndra because there's really not much else that I can do in the lane. I can go for like a proxy or something, but I don't know where Lee Sin is, so it's not the best idea. I see Lee Sin farming these raptors, and I decided to steal the little ones. It's a free 30 gold every time. See the Hecarim's back in top lane. I decided to start walking back because I don't want to let him get free pressure. Unfortunately, I couldn't find a good flank on Syndra because Lee Sin spotted me in the jungle. So here I know that Hecarim recalled, and I know that his teleport's still on cooldown for a little bit, so I'm shoving this wave in. And after I shove this wave, I see that I still have 3 corrupting potion charges, which means I don't really have to recall yet. I'm just going to keep going for pressure and keep going for farm and try and kill this Hecarim every chance I get. Him walking in poison even for like that little bit with this early game setup means takes a lot of damage. So here I'm walking over the bush to get a ward. Unfortunately, I should have warded it earlier and I didn't. Lee Sin finds me. Both of them use everything they have on me, and I almost get out, but he hits this Q and then I die. I should have turned to the right, but like to dodge Lee Sin's Sonic Wave, but I thought that I was out of range of it, so I just kept running straight. Pretty bad idea. Thankfully, Olaf runs up here and cleans it up. But Hecarim actually does a really good amount of damage to him. Ooh. I'm gonna go back and replay that for you guys. But sadly, Hecarim actually does a lot of damage to him here. And he finishes the kill, but it's really not that big of a deal for long. So on that death, I decided to finish my Catalyst and build the Crystalline Bracer part of Righteous Glory. Early health stacking on Singe is quite strong just because it makes you like naturally tanky. Early game, there's nothing better that you can buy for tankiness than just pure HP, which Righteous Glory and its components are really good. For on Singe, it gives you 500 flat health and then I think like 75 from the mana component, which is pretty good. So here I'm just going for wards in Lee Sin's jungle because I want to know when he's topside because I'm going to be proxying this wave right here. And the reason I'm proxying is because I know that Lee Sin's not here. After I warded his red, I saw that it was empty. That means that he was either recently here and he's heading towards the bot side, or he's like cleared it a long time ago and he's not going to be in the area for a while. Also, an interesting thing about playing versus Hecarim as Singed is if he's ever in melee range of you, you can just slow him, even if like you're not going to go for the goofling. You just use your W on it because anytime Hecarim gets slowed, it directly reduces his attack damage because of his passive. So the reason I recalled there is because I didn't think there's anything that I could do top, and I didn't think there's any way for me to flank mid and kill her.
Shut down.
I recalled and I finished the Crystalline Bracer part of my Righteous Glory, and I see that a bunch of people are fighting in my jungle. I try to do anything I can here, but they try to stun lock me, so I have to back out. Thankfully, this Hecarim does something really stupid and lets me fling him into my tower. He chases really hard, and then I just decide to keep following and go for the kill on him. And then, I'm pretty sure, yeah, I find this Sindra here because she tries to go to the wall to flash over, but I fling her out of it. And then Hecarim gets an undertow, and I finish her off with some poison and auto attack. So for some reason, this Jinx didn't back off, even though she knew that we were coming, Lee Sin was following, so she decides to try and finish the kill on Nami, but we end up being the kill anyways. I tried to last hit it with my fling. Unfortunately, Olaf's reckless swing does way more damage than my fling does at level 2. So I couldn't last hit. But we got the kill, so it's okay. So in this back, I decide to finish my Righteous Glory. I'm going to try from this point on in this replay, you're going to see me make a lot of plays with it, which is what Righteous Glory is really good at. It lets you be an enabler on Singe instead of like the normal Singe that a lot of people are used to, where you kind of have to like make people run into you. You can actually run into people and fight them with Righteous Glory. My boot choice is Ninja Tabby because they only have one AP champion, which is Syndra, and they have 3 AD champions. Yeah, Hecarim and Lee Sin. Actually, Lee Sin doesn't auto attack a lot, but Hecarim and Jinx do auto attack a lot, so the Tabbies are still a pretty decent buy. And Ninja Tabby directly reduces the debuff, not debuff, sorry, the buff that Triforce gives on hit for the Empower auto attack. So here I'm running mid. I want to try and flank Syndra whenever I can, because when I push my lane up, there's not much that I can do at this point. I can't really like tower dive Hecarim at this level. Unfortunately, they get the kill on Cassio, and there's not much I can do besides just watch them run away. Just decided to push the mid wave and head back up top. I don't want Hecarim to get a lot of free pressure. Apparently that bush was warded back there. I didn't realize that during the game. Here, I'm just trying to not let Lee Sin Q me over and get over the wall, so that way we force this flash. I want to take this tower down as fast as I can because we lost our mid-outer tower. Unfortunately, Hecarim shows up as I was about to finish it. I look at his inventory, I see here that he's a Triforce, so I want to be really careful about fighting him even though I have a 2-level advantage. His Triforce is a combat item and Righteous Glory is more of a utility item, but the reason that Singe can find a lot of success with Righteous Glory is because Singe's ultimate gives him combat stats, so it kind of balances out the fact that you're not building AP. As long as you get a damage item as your second item, which I do in this game, the Righteous Glory usually pays off pretty well. So I'm pinging missing on Hecarim. I'm letting my mid laner know that he's going down mid. It doesn't really hurt that much because she's like coming out of base, but sadly she plays carelessly again, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, Hecarim just tower dives her again here. Yep, they get the tower dive because she was supposed to take attention. It's whatever, it's fine. I'm gonna get the tower here for it's not fine, but it still ends up working out because we get the tower. So right now, what I'm doing is I'm looking bot because I see a lot of people are bot side, and I want to see if I can get a teleport off. I see the teleport and I go for it. Teleport in, get a Righteous Glory fling on Jinx. We said I pushed the lane after that. I don't think I needed to ghost there. It's a mistake by me, but it didn't make that much of a difference in the long run because I'm pretty sure by the next time we fight, my ghost cooldown is going to be back up. Because for some reason, the team fights were kind of spread out at this stage, even though this is usually the part of the game where people start like running at each other if no one has a clear advantage. I decided to start walking up mid just in case someone ganks Cassio. They don't. So I see Jinx pushing top and I decide to head up there myself and defend my tower. Pretty sure their goal here is to get this tower, but I'm at a point with my items and my levels that I am really ridiculous at tanky right now. And even 2v1, these two definitely couldn't kill me here. So I see a fight happening in my jungle. I could have stayed there and cleared the wave, which would have actually been the better choice because no one got caught here. Olaf had to blow his ult, but he got out. So I missed a few CS, but it's kind of like an insurance for my team that I showed up there, so it stopped them from all-inning Olaf. Here I'm just walking mid because everyone's grouping mid, and I don't want to be stuck in top lane with my teleport down, not doing anything. I noticed Hecarim pushing bottom. Pretty sure Lucian walks down for this though, unless... No, okay, I'm the one walking down there, which is fine. So sadly, he gets the kill on Nami here. She missed her bubble, and he just ignites her and gets the kill. I kill him just in time to save the tower, I thought, but the minions ended up auto-attacking it to death. So yeah, kill for a tower. It's an overall loss for us, but it's something you just have to deal with sometimes in solo queue. So here I'm just trying to peel Lee Sin off of my Olaf. Cassio gets a really good miasma on Lee Sin, stops him from jumping for a while. I get a huge slow on Syndra there. I get the 75% Righteous Glory. As soon as she ghosts, I make sure to fling her out of it. And I denied her escape, which led to my team picking her up as a kill, and then we decided to turn on Dragon. What these two are doing, don't do this. Clearly the enemy champions have gotten out, and this is your chance to go get objectives right now while they're recalling and they're dead. But just mindlessly chasing them like this, that's how people lose objectives after they get a winning team fight and throw leads. Don't do that. So my next item buy, I decide to finish Liandry's Torment, just because I really need the damage output. It still gives me HP. With these two items combined, I have about 2,500 HP, which is pretty good for this stage in the game. I noticed that there's a lot of people posturing in the bot side jungle, which means that I'm good to push. I'm good to push this wave. I don't know where exactly Hecarim is, but I see that he's clearly not ganking anyone in my jungle, so I decided to start going for this red buff. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure my Nami gets caught. Yeah, so Nami gets caught here, and they kill her, but I'm getting a red buff, which, yeah, it's actually a really terrible trade for us, but it's like little stuff like this that you have to do. You have to like get what you can, because if Lee Sin's over here and they're killing people in my jungle and they're taking my buffs, I have to try and get something over here, because if I get nothing, that means that they just get all of that for free and they don't lose anything. Then after the fight's over, he just comes and takes his own red buff and gets double what he should have compared to before. So here I'm teleporting bottom because I thought they were going to go for the tower dive. My teleport made them back off. Sadly, I would have loved to team fight them there. I see Cassio skirmishing with Lee. Hecarim is pushing top. And I'm just doing my best right now to find a pick. I see Janna overextend right there. I get the Righteous Glory slow on her. Fling her, and then Cassio gets a really good miasma right there, and we get the kill on Janna just using dot. At this point, I'm completely fine with giving the tier 1 top. If I didn't give this tier 1 top up, like, I wouldn't have had the chance to like help my team out and make plays in this game, which is ideally what you want to do. Because like after a certain point, like Singe has a lot of trouble 1v1 killing the enemy top laner. So like the best time for Singe to like 1v1 kill the enemy top laner is going to be early game. After that, he transitions really quickly into a team fighter and not a duelist. And part of the trick to Singe is like knowing when exactly that timing is in your game, and not going for like just mindlessly running it down top lane and trying to kill the enemy top laner. You have to get into team fights, and you have to disrupt people, and you have to spread your poison and make sure that you win team fights for your team, because mid-game team fighting, especially, well, actually with this build, Singe is a good late-game team fighter too, but mid-game team fighting is what Singe really excels at as a champion. It's if you're gonna have a long game and you think it's gonna be a long game, Liandry's is the #1 best item for you to buy after your Righteous Glory, because Liandry's is what lets Singed poison scale in the late game. Without Liandry's, just the flat magic damage tick is not going to do a lot at all. You really need that % damage on your poison, because that % damage late game is what lets Singed actually have any damage at all late game. And the reason for that is like people start buying health and people start buying a little bit of MR. It's mostly the health that hurts. The MR doesn't hurt as much, but flat health against like any dot champion who doesn't buy a lot of magic pen really hurts. So having the % damage is really important. So they're trying to bait our Baron here since Lucian got caught. It's really important to not like just blindly walk in. It's really good that Nami bought Frostbane's Flame that way. It's like a good way for us to scout it out. They get a pick on Cassio. I pop everything I have and I go for the flank on Syndra. Olaf runs in, I run in. We end up getting the kill on someone here. Yeah, okay, so he gets the kill on Syndra, and then I just try and turn and get the kill on Jenny here. I probably should have actually just ran, help my team kill Jinx, because Jinx ends up getting a kill or two here. So, okay, so she fires the rocket, misses Olaf. They kill him. And then I actually have some trouble catching these guys because Lucian tries to make a stupid hero play and ends up getting chunked by Hecarim. Don't be this Lucian. Don't try and 1v5, especially when your front line is this fed. You don't need to do that type of shit. You just need to in this, if you're Lucian in this situation, you just need to play behind your front line and let yourself be carried and just do damage from the back. But like if you do shit like that, you're gonna end up losing the game if your front line like gets out damaged or out tanked, because you're gonna be dead and your front line can't 1v9. But yeah, I did make a mistake there. I should have gone for Jinx instead of chasing Janna, because Janna's not really a damage threat at that point, especially after one of their carries are dead. So here I decided to finish Zizzirat Portal, and the reason I'm finishing Zizzirat is because they have a lot of mixed damage. Not a lot of mixed damage, but they do have mixed damage because Syndra's fed, so it kind of translates into mixed damage. Having armor and MR both is good. Plus, I noticed that Hecarim is starting to split push a lot, and I want something that I can use to like kind of pressure his split push away, which Zizzirat's good at because you can just kind of put it behind your tower and forget about it. So here I put the Zizzirat in top lane because I see there's a dragon fight that's going to start. Unfortunately, Nami gets caught right here. Yeah, so I'm going to rewind this for you. So unfortunately right here, Nami is clearing a ward, and I'm pretty sure, okay, so she just walks up to this wall and gets stunned. She gets slowed and stunned, and one shot by Syndra. So pretty much before this fight even has a chance to get started, it's over because it's a 4v5. And then my teammates are in here trying to finish the dragon. Olaf almost gets out, but he ends up dying to an auto attack against the guy, so makes auto attack. And then Cassio starts running. I'm over here, I'm trying to get whatever I can. I can't end up getting one. Cassio runs away, she gets out. But then these guys, they start chasing me, and I thought I was good to leave. I didn't think that I had to pop my ult that early. I go for the slow with Righteous Glory, but sadly Syndra chain stuns me, or chain slows me and then stuns me, and they all end up running me down and killing me. I did do a ton of damage to them though. That's just poison damage on these three, which is a lot. So yeah, they get Baron here, which is pretty bad. My team shouldn't have gone for that dragon, but it's not that big of a deal. In a situation like this, you just have to try and stay calm and like help your team stall it out. So here, I have a feeling that Hecarim is going to try and snipe Lucian, so I'm just kind of like going near bot side. We start going back towards mid. We just want to clear the waves as much as we can and try to avoid a fight for the next, what is it, 4 or 5 minutes? I think it's 4 minutes, so that Baron's up. So here, unfortunately, Lucian shouldn't have gone for this because he saw Hecarim, but he tried to clear the wave because that's going to avoid Hecarim. They just pop over the wall and kill him. And then we're over here struggling to clear the wave because Lucian's bottom, and Cassio doesn't have that much damage right now. She's 3 and 6. So I'm pretty sure we have to give this tower up. Yeah, okay, so yeah, they get bottom tower. I'm going to see you're trying to defend it. Can't really do much. It's Sin to try to slow it. So yeah, we lose 2 towers there because Lucian died. But then here, I'm just waiting for someone to misposition or someone to like do some crazy mistake. What I'm waiting for is Syndra to use her stun. When Syndra uses her stun, that's their fastest method of disengaging me. I see she stuns right there, and immediately I'm going for Syndra. I pop the slow. I get the fling. Nami gets a really good bubble, and we just run onto her and kill her. And with Syndra dead, they have a pretty hard time fighting us because she's like a large amount of their burst. I missed my flank on Lisa in there, but I'm pretty sure we end up like killing her too. Me and Olaf together are just ridiculously tanky. Cassio gets a really good stun, an ult stun onto their backline, and then we just run in and kill Jake. trick to team fighting late game is Singed is you have to know when to get in the fight and you have to know exactly when to get out. Because if you stay in the team fight too long as Singed, your ult's gonna like wear off or like people are gonna exhaust you and then you're just gonna die. But if you kind of like play it like I did there and you just dance in and out, especially with all the movement speed you get from Righteous Glory and Ghost and Z0 at Point Runner, just kind of dipping in and out of a team fight will help you just be a distraction. So here I'm going for a Guardian Angel. I'm trying to farm it up. Unfortunately, Olaf takes this cannon, so I have to go for the next wave. So here I'm just going to finish my Guardian Angel. I'm going for the recall. I'm going for Guardian Angel because I just want to get in the fight, and I want to get on Jinx, I want to get on Syndra, and I want to never let go. Because I want to zone them away from my backline as long as possible if my backline does damage. So their Baron's off, so, and we're just running it up mid. We want to try and catch someone. I see that they're all like kind of just running around in here. I also see that Hecarim right here is running around the corner to try and get Lucian. They go on Cassio. She shoots a good slow on Lee. Fortunately, he goes on to unfortunately goes on a Lucian. He chunks him pretty hard. I shouldn't have done this. I should not have used my fling on Lee Sin, and I should have stayed closer to Lucian. Because Hecarim's doing everything he can to try and kill Lucian. If I saved my fling and just killed Lucian, he would have lived. That was my fault. But it ends up being okay. We go 2 for 1, which, considering that they got Baron earlier, is not the greatest, but, you know, shit happens. We're just farming mid here. We want to try and get rid of their wards because they all recall at the same time. I'm trying to farm up gold for I think a giant claw right now because I'm gonna turn that giant scalp into a Ratlize as a 6th item. I know it's kind of weird, but I've personally found that the damage boost that you get from Liandry's early on is objectively. Maybe not objectively, but personally I think it's better than the slow from Rylai's because you already get a 75% 2-second slow from Righteous Glory, you get a slow from your W, you get CC on your E. It's not like Singed is completely devoid of ways to CC enemy champions, especially with Righteous Glory. So not having that perma slow from Rylai's really isn't that bad because without Liandry's, Singed just doesn't do damage. He really needs that Liandry's for damage output. It's probably the single most like important item for Singed just because without it he literally can't do damage like after early game. So here I see Hecarim is pushing bot lane and I'm trying to get a recall. Janna gets a ward on me, so they're stopping my recall. We just decide to force Baron here, which is the correct call. We kill it. We have, keep in mind, we have 2 Mountain Dragons and a Cassiopeia. We kill this really fast. Lee Sin shoots his Q out, but the Baron dies while it's midair, just because we kill it so fast. I'm gonna rewind this as the fight starts. But yeah, 2 Mountain Dragons and Cassio means this thing dies super quick. Sin with the new Poison Trail, Sin kills it really fast too, because you get to take a mountain on every single tick. So here, I'm just going to try and zone Syndra out again. Luckily, I barely get the Righteous Glory slow on her, then I just ghost and keep her CC while my team just destroys there. Try and chase down Lee because he's not gonna let my team recall if someone doesn't zone him out. Unfortunately, Hecarim finishes the inhibitor here, and but my Z0 portal delayed him for a really long time, which is. So yeah, we lose an inhibitor, but we kill 3 of them and we get Baron. So overall, I'd say it's about an even trade. Maybe a little bit better for us, just a little bit. Me and Olaf, we're trying to make use of this Baron buff before we recall because we want to get this tower. Cassio dies to Hecarim. It's pretty unfortunate, but you know, hey, shit happens. She's not been playing well this game. She needs me and Olaf to carry her. So here I'm just trying to like find gold somewhere to finish my rallies off. I should have A-moved. Okay, yeah, so I actually did A-move and killed that one. Then I walk over here and I kill this ward too, just get a little bit of gold, get a little bit of XP. And so because the super minion wave is here, I want to put my Zizirot in the side bush, because Hecarim's not going to want to come down here. There's no reason for him to come down here because he's split pushing. If he split pushes the lane that already has supers, he's not really going to get much because we know exactly where he is. So me putting Zizirot there, like this far down the lane, my objective isn't to get a tower at the Zizirot. My objective here is just to like stall the minion wave. I see that they're all pushing top, or 3 of them are pushing top. I guess they thought that they could have pushed it because I was bot, but I just get onto Jinx really quickly. I fling her into my team, and before you know it, she's dead. I get a CC, or I get a slow on Janna. She dies too. She even blows her ult, which is pretty stupid. She should have probably saved it there. Lucian kills the Hecarim off to the side. He's at a point now where he's a lot stronger. Not a lot stronger, but he's stronger than he was earlier when Hecarim was just shitting on him. I see a good teleport in mid, so I teleport mid just to buff my minions up with the Baron. And I just try and block Syndra's orb while my minion wave pushes up. So here we're just sieging. I don't have ult, I don't have Righteous Glory, so the most I can do is just hit the tower and front line for my team. Just make sure that no skill shots or anything hits my back line. I don't want my team to get, or my back line to get one shot by Syndra. So we get the inhibitor and we back off. We use our empowered recall, go back to base. I'm going to finish my rallies off here. And I buy an elixir of iron. So at this point, you want to start getting elixirs and stuff because you're full build. I see that bot wave's kind of piling up, and I don't want Lucian to get caught by Hecarim while he's down there. I didn't realize that Hecarim was topside, but there's a really good chance that Hecarim could have been bot side here because the wave was piling up and he wanted a sniper to carry. That's what I would have done if I was him. So I'm not going into vision of the creeps here. I want Hecarim, if he's there, to like try and fight Lucian so we can just turn on him with me being there. That's called shadowing, and that's something that is a good skill to have late game. Because if Hecarim did end up being there, then he would have died to us instantly. So here we see that there's a fight going on. Nami gets instantly killed, but Cassie gets a miasma on Syndra. We run her down, kill her really easily. We get a chain slow on. Okay, no, wait, Janna actually gets out, but they're fighting us in a corridor, and this is one of the best places for Sin to teamfight, especially after he has Rylai's and Leandries. So you can see I can just run straight up with Olaf, and we just destroy whoever we get onto. I perma slow them, and Olaf just DPSs them with auto attacks and her toes. And then we, because of those catches that me and Olaf got there, we just run it down mid and end the game. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and I'm going to keep making more of these.